Imagine an animal so strong it could lift hundreds of times its own weight. Another that defends itself by firing a boiling chemical explosion. One whose armor is so tough scientists are trying to copy it to build stronger aircraft and vehicles. It sounds like science fiction, but these creatures are real, and they're all beetles. With more than 400,000 known species, beetles are the most diverse group of animals on Earth. They've conquered deserts, rainforests, mountains, caves, rivers, and even places destroyed by wildfire. Some glow in the dark. Others survive impossible crushing forces. And one can literally explode in the face of its enemies. Today you'll discover the 10 beetles with the most incredible real superpowers. Let's begin. The beetle that pretends to be dead. A blue death-feigning beetle. Imagine you're a hungry lizard searching the desert for your next meal. You spot a slow-moving beetle. Easy prey. But the instant you get close, it suddenly freezes. Not for a second. Sometimes for several minutes. It doesn't move. It doesn't react. It looks completely dead. This is the incredible defense strategy of the blue death-feigning beetle, a species that lives in the deserts of the southwestern United States and northern Mexico. Many predators are programmed to hunt moving prey. Once movement stops, their interest often disappears. The beetle exploits this weakness perfectly. Scientists call this behavior or death feigning. Instead of wasting energy fighting an enemy it can't defeat, the beetle simply convinces the predator that the meal is no longer worth eating. But that's only one of its remarkable adaptations. Its striking blue color isn't actually produced by blue pigment. The beetle's shell is covered with an ultra-thin waxy coating that reflects light in a special way, creating the brilliant powder blue appearance. This coating also protects it from one of the greatest dangers of desert life: water loss. In an environment where rain may not fall for months, every drop of moisture matters. The wax layer dramatically slows evaporation, allowing the beetle to survive conditions that would quickly dehydrate many other insects. Its thick exoskeleton adds another layer of protection, helping defend against predators while reducing water loss even further. These beetles are also surprisingly long-lived. While many insects survive only weeks or months, the blue death-feigning beetle can live for several years. Some individuals kept in captivity have exceeded 8 years, an extraordinary for an insect. Slow, patient, nearly indestructible. Sometimes survival isn't about fighting harder. It's about convincing your enemy there's nothing left to fight. The beetle that can detect forest fires from miles away. Fire beetle. Most animals flee from wildfires. This beetle races toward them. The fire beetle possesses one of the strangest abilities ever discovered in the insect world. It can detect a forest fire from astonishing distances. Why would any creature intentionally fly toward an inferno? Because for this beetle, a freshly burned forest is the perfect nursery. After a wildfire, many trees are weakened or dying. their natural defenses disappear. Competitors are gone. Predators are fewer. It's the ideal place to lay eggs. But finding a newly burned forest before every other insect requires extraordinary senses. That's exactly what evolution provided. Near the beetle's middle legs are tiny infrared-sensitive organs, unlike almost anything else found in insects. These microscopic sensors detect the intense heat radiating from distant fires. Combined with an exceptional sense of smell that recognizes smoke and chemicals released by burning wood, the beetle becomes an incredibly efficient wildfire detector. Researchers have documented individuals arriving at burned forests astonishingly quickly after fires begin. Once there, females lay their eggs beneath the bark of damaged trees. The larvae feed safely inside wood that many other insects cannot yet exploit. Scientists have spent decades studying these heat sensors because they may inspire new infrared detection technologies for engineering and robotics. Nature solved the problem millions of years ago, while every other creature is escaping the flames. This beetle is already flying straight toward them. The beetle that navigates using the Milky Way. The dung beetle. Imagine trying to cross an open desert on a moonless night. No landmarks. No roads. No GPS. Now imagine doing it with a brain smaller than a grain of rice. That is exactly what this beetle accomplishes. After finding fresh animal dung, the beetle quickly shapes it into a nearly perfect ball. Why? Because dung is food. It's also a safe place to lay eggs. But there's a problem. The moment several beetles arrive at the same pile, chaos begins. Everyone tries to steal everyone else's food. The fastest way to keep your prize is simple. Leave immediately and roll in a perfectly straight line. If the beetle wanders in circles, competitors will catch up and steal the ball. So evolution gave it one of the most astonishing navigation systems in the animal kingdom. Researchers discovered that can orient itself using the brightness pattern of the night sky. Even more remarkably, under ideal conditions, it can use the faint glow of the Milky Way as a natural compass. This was the first insect ever shown to navigate using our own galaxy. Before rolling away, the beetle often climbs onto the top of its dung ball and performs a curious spinning dance. It slowly turns its body while scanning the entire sky. Scientists believe this behavior allows it to memorize the celestial pattern before beginning its journey. Once the direction is chosen, the beetle rarely looks back. It simply keeps rolling with extraordinary precision. For an insect only a few centimeters long, the stars themselves become its map. The beetle with giant antlers. Hercules beetle, Dynast's Hercules. At first glance, it looks more like a prehistoric monster than an insect. The Hercules beetle is one of the largest beetles on Earth. Including its enormous horn, males can reach lengths of more than 17 centimeters, making them among the longest insects ever recorded. But those giant horns aren't weapons against predators. They're built for one purpose: battling other males. When two rivals meet near a female, they don't bite or sting. Instead, they wrestle. Each male tries to slide its long upper horn beneath its opponent. With a sudden upward movement, it lifts the rival completely off the tree trunk, then throws him to the ground. The winner earns the right to mate. The loser must search elsewhere. The beetle's body is powered by incredibly strong muscles anchored to a rigid exoskeleton. Although its lifting ability doesn't match the famous dung beetle's pound for pound, its raw strength is still extraordinary for an insect of its size. Another remarkable feature is its shell. Unlike most insects, the Hercules beetle can actually change color. In dry conditions, its wing covers appear pale yellow or olive with black spots. But when humidity rises, they become dramatically darker. This happens because microscopic layers inside the shell change the way light is reflected as moisture enters tiny pores. Scientists study this natural mechanism because it could inspire future humidity sensors and smart materials. Massive, powerful, and equipped with one of nature's most impressive weapons. It's easy to see why this giant was named after the legendary Greek hero. The beetle that glows like a living lantern. A click beetle, deep in the tropical forests of the Americas. Tiny green lights suddenly appear in the darkness. At first glance, they look like floating LEDs. But they're alive. The click beetle produces its own light, using one of nature's most elegant chemical reactions. Near its head are two bright glowing organs that resemble eyes. A third light shines from the underside of its abdomen while it flies. Together they create an eerie floating beacon in the night. Unlike reflected light, this glow is produced entirely inside the beetle's body. Special molecules called luciferins react with oxygen through an enzyme known as luciferase. Almost all of the energy becomes visible light instead of heat. This makes the reaction one of the most energy-efficient light sources known in nature. The beetle can even control when the lights become brighter or dimmer by regulating the oxygen reaching these organs. Scientists are still studying exactly how this control is achieved. But glowing isn't its only superpower. Like all click beetles, it possesses a remarkable escape mechanism. If it falls onto its back, it may be completely unable to use its legs to stand. Instead of remaining helpless, it bends its body like a spring. A specialized joint suddenly snaps into place, launching the beetle several centimeters into the air with an audible click. The jump often flips it upright, allowing it to escape before a predator strikes. A living flashlight that can catapult itself back to safety in a fraction of a second. The beetle with armor that can't be crushed. Diabolical ironclad beetle. Imagine stepping on a beetle with your full body weight. And instead of being crushed, it simply walks away. That sounds impossible. Yet this extraordinary insect has one of the toughest natural armors ever discovered. The diabolical ironclad beetle, native to the dry forests of western North America, has evolved an exoskeleton so incredibly strong that it can survive forces of more than 39,000 times its own body weight. To put that into perspective, a human with equivalent durability could survive being crushed beneath dozens of fully loaded military tanks. Even researchers collecting these beetles have reported that they are almost impossible to crush by hand. The secret isn't that the shell is simply thicker. It's much smarter than that. Most beetles have hardened wing covers that can separate under extreme pressure. But the diabolical ironclad beetle has permanently fused these structures together. Instead of breaking apart, the entire body behaves like a single reinforced shield. Inside the shell, scientists discovered an intricate system of interlocking joints that fit together like pieces of a three-dimensional puzzle. When pressure is applied, the force spreads across the entire exoskeleton instead of concentrating in one weak point. Rather than snapping suddenly, the armor flexes slightly, absorbs energy, and then returns to its original shape. This natural engineering has fascinated materials scientists around the world. Researchers are studying its structure to develop stronger aircraft components, more durable body armor, improved helmets, and even next-generation aerospace fasteners. Nature solved an engineering problem that humans are only beginning to understand. Sometimes, the strongest armor isn't the hardest. It's the one that refuses to break. The beetle that fires boiling chemical explosions. The bombardier beetle. Now imagine you're a hungry frog. You snap at what looks like an easy meal. Suddenly, bang! A scorching chemical blast explodes directly into your face. This is the legendary defense of the bombardier beetle. Unlike insects that rely on venom or camouflage, this beetle fights back using chemistry. Inside its abdomen are two separate reservoirs containing harmless chemicals. As long as they're stored apart, nothing happens. But the instant danger appears, both chemicals are pumped into a specialized reaction chamber. Their powerful enzymes trigger an extremely rapid chemical reaction. Within milliseconds, the temperature rises to nearly 100 degrees Celsius. Pressure builds almost instantly. Then, the beetle fires the boiling mixture out of its abdomen in rapid explosive bursts. Each pulse produces a loud popping sound while spraying hot, irritating chemicals directly at the attacker. Even more impressive, the beetle can rotate the tip of its abdomen with remarkable precision, aiming almost anywhere around its body. Predators often release the beetle immediately after the first blast. Many never attempt to attack another one again. Scientists have spent decades studying this tiny natural reactor. The challenge isn't only creating the explosion, it's controlling it. The reaction chamber withstands enormous pressure while preventing the beetle from harming itself. Engineers have used this mechanism as inspiration for safer chemical reactors and advanced propulsion concepts. A tiny insect carrying its own perfectly controlled chemical cannon. the strongest animal on Earth for its size. A horned dung beetle, Taurus. If strength were measured fairly, this little beetle would defeat almost every animal that has ever lived. The horned dung beetle holds one of the most astonishing records in the natural world. Researchers discovered that males can pull or lift more than 1,100 times their own body weight. Imagine a person pulling several fully loaded passenger airplanes at once. That's the equivalent. So why does such a tiny beetle need unimaginable strength? Because life is a constant competition. Males dig underground tunnels beneath fresh dung, where females lay their eggs. But rival males constantly try to invade these tunnels. When that happens, an underground wrestling match begins. The beetles push against each other with incredible force, using their horns like bulldozers. The strongest male keeps control of the tunnel. The weaker one is forced to retreat. Their muscles are extraordinarily efficient for their size. Combined with a lightweight yet rigid exoskeleton, they generate forces that seem physically impossible. Scientists continue studying these insects to better understand how body size affects mechanical performance. The smaller an animal becomes, the more extraordinary its relative strength can be. It may only weigh a fraction of a gram. But pound for pound, no known animal is stronger. The beetle that can walk on water, a whirligig beetle. At first glance, it looks like a tiny black dot racing across the surface of a pond. But watch closely. It isn't swimming. It isn't floating. It's doing something far more remarkable. The whirligig beetle spends most of its life skating across the surface of the water at incredible speed. Groups of these beetles move in constant circles, creating the spinning motion that gives them their name. This behavior isn't random. It makes them much harder for predators to catch, while allowing them to quickly detect insects that fall onto the water. Their streamlined bodies and flattened legs work like miniature paddles, propelling them across the surface with astonishing agility. But their greatest superpower is hidden in their eyes. Most animals have one pair of eyes. The whirligig beetle effectively has two pairs. Each eye is divided into two completely separate sections. The upper half constantly watches the world above the water. The lower half monitors everything happening beneath the surface. This means the beetle can simultaneously watch for hungry birds diving from the sky, and while also detecting fish approaching from below. Very few animals possess such a remarkable visual system. If danger comes from above, it instantly darts across the surface. If danger comes from below, it changes direction just as quickly. Scientists have studied these insects for decades because their visual processing could inspire future autonomous vehicles and surveillance systems capable of monitoring multiple environments at once. Tiny, lightning fast, and constantly watching two different worlds simultaneously. The beetle that inspired future engineering. Diabolical ironclad beetle. We've already seen its unbelievable armor. But this beetle deserves the #1 position because its superpower goes far beyond survival. It is actively changing modern engineering. When researchers first measured the incredible forces its body could withstand, they expected to find an unusually hard shell. Instead, they discovered something much more sophisticated. Its exoskeleton behaves like an advanced mechanical system. The different plates aren't simply fused together. They interlock through complex microscopic structures that distribute stress with extraordinary efficiency. When enough pressure would normally crack a rigid material, the beetle's shell bends ever so slightly. Tiny internal joints absorb the energy. Instead of catastrophic failure, the force is redirected throughout the entire body. This principle has enormous implications for human technology. Engineers are already studying its design to develop stronger aircraft structures, more durable military equipment, safer protective helmets, longer-lasting vehicles, and even spacecraft capable of surviving greater mechanical stress. Millions of years of evolution produced an engineering solution that scientists are only now beginning to replicate. Sometimes nature doesn't simply outperform our technology. It teaches us how to build better technology in the first place. A small beetle with an armor so extraordinary that it may help shape the future of human engineering. That is a real superpower. Exploding chemical weapons, armor that inspires aerospace engineering, bodies stronger than almost any other animal on Earth, living flashlights, masters of camouflage, experts at reading the stars. These incredible beetles prove that you don't need to be large to possess extraordinary abilities. In many cases, evolution has turned these tiny insects into biological masterpieces that still surprise scientists today. So, which beetle amazed you the most? Was it the explosive bombardier beetle, the unbelievably strong horned dung beetle, or the nearly indestructible ironclad beetle? Tell us your favorite in the comments. And if you enjoy discovering the real superpowers hidden throughout the animal kingdom, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Because nature still has countless impossible creatures waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.